Are you? Not me.
Yes.
All right. What's up, guys? This is Speak Up, Speak Out, and I got a guest in the building. Look that way.
Hey!
I got Sarah in the building. So we gonna hop right in, and we gonna talk about some stuff. So like, you ready? Oh, okay. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, girl. Hey, Sarah.
Hey!
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing good. We here. You made it. Okay.
Made it.
Hey, the weather's
On time, like exactly.
Listen.
On the dot.
That's what I'm talking about. That dot work is different, okay? That dot work is different. So, first and foremost, where are you from?
I am Egyptian.
Oh.
Both my parents immigrated here 41 years ago.
Okay.
And started from scratch. So I am first generation Egyptian American.
Let's go.
Yes.
Okay, first generation. Okay. So how have you liked Dallas? Is Dallas like where you plan on staying for the rest of your life, or?
I believe so. So my kids are 16 years old. They're starting junior year of high school.
Okay.
And they plan to go in separate directions for college.
Oh, man.
Which is like, I'm going to be an empty nester all at once. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
But like, it's exciting and it's sad. But I think Dallas is home for me. I want to stay close to my family.
Yeah.
And I'd be able to visit them wherever they go. Like,
right.
Dallas is home for me. That's for sure.
Okay. So, obviously, many people don't know you are a runner. You are the runner.
Oh,
the runner.
Sarah E runs the world.
Hello. Okay. So what got you into running?
So I have been an athletic kid since I was a little girl, right? I loved track and field. I loved field day in 4th grade was like my jam.
Okay.
And then in 6th grade, I used to live in Arizona. We lived there for 12 years.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So in 6th grade, it was the first time you could be a competitive sport at school.
Yeah.
Different than Texas where it's 7th grade.
Right.
So I joined track.
Okay.
And from there is when I just like fell in love with like actually competitively running or just like running in general. It was very freeing to me. So I started since I was in the 6th grade, and my first track meet, I got first place.
Oh.
And it was like insane. I was like the youngest one, and I beat like the older kids, and I was like, and that kind of fueled me.
Yeah.
And the energy fueled me.
So, team number 1.
Yeah.
We take W's here.
We don't take W's. We do take W's.
We do take W's.
Yes.
We don't take O's.
We don't take O's.
You got it. Hey, you got it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Listen. I haven't had my coffee today.
Yeah, I haven't.
Oh,
but it's okay. You're my cup of coffee.
I got. There you go. There you got that there. Okay. All right. So, what organizations are you a part of? Because I do see that you're doing so many beautiful things in the community. So, what are some organizations that you are a part of?
So I work for the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition. I'm their central regional manager, and I've been with them in August. Will be 3 years.
Okay.
I run with Dallas Muslim Running Club for about 3-4 years now. I've been part of their run club, which really got me into running all these races and excited about running again. Because I did take a hiatus from running like during college, and I picked it back up during COVID.
Okay.
And then I'm also a part of the fantastic, fabulous, amazing Run It Up crew.
Let's go.
I'm now an ambassador, a race ambassador for them.
Okay.
I'm a part of the cheer squad. I've met so many wonderful people through that club and foundation, Run It Up Foundation. So those are the 3 things that I'm a part of that very proud to say I'm part of.
Got you. What drew you near them? Like, what drew you to wanting to be a part of the community?
Man, I think it's my personality.
Okay.
I think it's how it should be. Honestly, we were created not to be reclusive. And like we're created to be around each other, feed off each other's energy.
Yeah.
And I love that community. That especially like Dallas Muslim Running Club and Run It Up bring. Like I feel like. What's great about it, you don't have to be Muslim to be a part of the Dallas Muslim Running Club. Anyone and everyone is welcome. And I love that about them.
Yeah.
Races with them are like top notch. Okay. Top notch. And then Run It Up, what I really, really love about Run It Up is that it is a Black run club, right? But they embrace everybody. It doesn't matter what color you are, what ethnicity, race, anything. It doesn't matter. And I love that half the people that are part of the run club hate running, but they keep coming back because of the community that it brings and the energy and the uplifting spirit. Like Melody, the cheer Run It Up cheer captain is like, she is like my soul sister.
Yeah.
You are my soul sister.
Yes,
like, I mean, like, there's something beautiful to be said about a community that comes together, that lifts each other up. And that's what keeps me coming back. Even when I'm tired or I've got something going on, I make plans.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like that's something that people need to understand. It's time to find a community, especially with the fact that this month, obviously, is Mental Health Awareness Month. And a lot of people have, in certain seasons, isolated themselves and didn't want to be around children. Maybe they were scared. Maybe something's happened, right? They allow people in their life and they got hurt. Because we don't talk about what happens, you know, when you get hurt by a friend or in a relationship, right? Sometimes you just isolate. You don't want to be around people anymore because you got hurt. But like, you need to find a community, somebody you can call during moments of that.
And be vulnerable with and feel safe to be vulnerable.
Yes. So we're gonna take a flip into that.
Okay.
Where was a time in your life that you felt you were having or needed someone there for you through mental health?
I would say sophomore year in high school.
Okay.
I was the sophomore class president, living my best life. 9/11 happened. And at the time, I used to wear the hijab. I started wearing the hijab at the 7th grade, the scarf.
Yeah.
I wore that from 7th grade until I was 18.
Okay.
And I was like a track runner, a cross-country runner with a hijab. And back then, there was no Lululemon. There was no like running gear.
Right.
I was wearing Under Armour and my jersey and like Adidas like windbreaker pants and like the wrong running shoes. Nike Shox. Like, no one runs in Nike Shox. Like, I didn't know why I was getting blisters. Okay?
Oh, Lord.
But anyways, so 9/11 happened. Yeah. And I was I went to Haltom High School. Okay. Graduated Haltom High, class of 04. And I felt like I was like nothing's like it was. I knew the world was going to change and things were going to change. Yeah. But I didn't think it would affect me in that way because I had such a strong community of support. Yeah. My principal was like, if anyone messes with you, because the hate crimes were happening, I was visibly Muslim, visibly Arab. Yeah. And it was a scary time for like Arabs right then. Yeah. So I remember feeling like I was fine. Like everything's going to be okay. Like we're going to get through this. Right. Yeah. I remember the first time I experienced discrimination, I would leave my community and people that didn't know me is when I started seeing the discrimination. I remember driving on the highway with my parents and somebody pretending that they had a gun in their hand pointing at us. And it shook me. Yeah. I remember going to the hospital after a cross country. I got bit by a spider and it was like huge and it really scared me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's a brown recluse? I don't know. I panicked. Right. Yeah. So my mom took me to the ER. And on the ER television screen was the Taliban and what's going on. And it would just, and then like everyone's staring at you, right? Like visibly Muslim, visibly Arab, walking into a setting where this is all they're having on TV. Yeah. And everyone's staring. Yeah. And a police officer ends up walking in, sitting directly across from me. And in my mind, I'm like, he's not here for me. Like, he's not here to look out at me. Like, he's just here to be there. Yeah. So I smile. Yeah. He doesn't smile now. I smile again, and then I realize, oh, this man's like here because of us. Yeah. And I get up to ask the nurse, like, I was like, how long is this going to be? He stands up with me. And then I was like, whoa, this is wild. I'm like, I'm not used to this. Yeah. And I think that was the moment it hit me. And that is when I like mentally break down. I was such an uplifting, such an upbeat. Yeah. Like had such a high spirit. Like we will have cross country practice in the morning, and coach would be like, "How many miles are we running today?" I'd be like, 5 miles, coach. Everyone like, "Shut up, Sarah!" Like, be quiet. And I'm like, "What? Let's get some running in." You know, like I was just high energy. Yeah. That happened, and something in me broke. Yeah. A part of me broke. Yeah. And I remember feeling like, "What is happening? Like this is not normal. Like I cannot believe. Like I couldn't believe it." Yeah. And I think when that happened, I had a mental breakdown. Okay. Over a span of like, I don't know, 3 weeks, I lost 19 pounds. I was already a very thin kid. Yeah. But I lost weight. I stopped sleeping. I developed insomnia. And anyone who doesn't sleep doesn't function normally and doesn't act normal. Yeah. But on top of it, a mental breakdown. And I was like going to school, not doing my homework. I was failing classes for the first time. That I wasn't like an amazing student. Like my sister, who was a year younger than me, was valedictorian of our 5A school. Okay. I was like 164 out of a class of 500. I was average. Yeah. But I was like a star and an athletic like runner and cross country and track star with the hijab on, mind you. Right. My fastest mile was 5:45. And I didn't even go to state in that, but I did it with a scarf. And I tell you, like, I remember crossing that finish line. Coach was like, I cannot believe you just did that.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, this is normal for me.
That's slight work. What?
That's like slight work. But anyway, so that happened.
Yeah.
And my mom was like distraught. She didn't know what to do. No one knew what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
So the doctor, my mom took me to a primary care physician at the time, and he was like, this is probably just stress.
Yeah.
And so he's like, maybe you can like give her, he prescribed sleep medicine for 2 weeks because that's the most they can give you for 2 weeks before, you know, you have to get evaluated.
Yeah.
And the moment I got sleep, like good rest, I started functioning a little bit more normal.
Oh.
But it was like something that was like hiding.
Yeah.
Mental health was like a thing that was like, I was like, I don't know what the word is. Like I was suppressing it.
Yeah. Suppressing it.
And the sleep made me feel like a little bit normal so I could function.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember anytime a traumatic thing would happen in my life, it would flare up again. Flash forward to having my twins in 2008.
Okay.
So I actually had my children November 20th, 2008, right?
Yeah.
And I had high risk pregnancy with the twins. I was on bed rest most of my pregnancy, and I was a very active person, but it's amazing how God like protects you.
Yeah.
Like you need to be in a good mental spirit to be able to carry 2 babies to full term, or like
to twins, especially
carry them healthy, right?
Yeah.
So I was the strongest I had been during that time, even though I'm like, I like to be on the go.
Yeah.
I was on bed rest, and I was like, oh God, this is hard, but I'm like, I got to get through it. I got to be strong for my babies, right?
Yeah.
I was in the hospital for a month. And like, because it was high risk. And then finally I delivered them like 6 weeks early, and they were in the NICU. Sema was in the NICU for 13 days and Laila was in the NICU for 7 days. And right after they were born, it was insane. Like I remember a nurse telling me, it was during the time when like swine flu was going around.
Okay. Yeah.
And already you're like a new mom and like you're learning everything. She was like, hey, by the way, if you have anyone sick around your babies, they will die. She just said it like that, point blank. And talk about shock to my system.
Yes!
Scared me out of my ever-loving mind. And I'm telling you, I have a huge family. And in our culture, we're Egyptian, right?
Yeah.
There's something called a sabua. So like literally 7 days after the baby's born, you have this entire huge big party to celebrate the newborn, right?
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, I don't want anyone coming near my babies right now. Like, I don't want anyone to get them sick. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to get them sick. And I had a mental breakdown right after I got sent home from the hospital. Got sent home from the hospital, and I got sent home because now they're in the NICU and I'm not going to be in there for 13 days, right? Yeah. I got sent home. I'm supposed to take care of my body. I had a C-section. Okay. So like you're supposed to take care of your body. You're supposed to listen to your body, all that, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you're nesting before you have the baby, I was doing that after, because I was like, I was washing my hands too much. I was like, till they got raw. Like I was just like, I didn't know what was wrong with me, but I had insomnia now developing again. And imagine like you just had the most like crazy, like you just had twins, right? Yeah. And you're supposed to be exciting and you're supposed to be resting and you're supposed to be enjoying this. I was like going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone was worried about me. My brother and sister were coming down from UT Austin to visit me. And I remember my brother and my sister are very strong. They don't cry.
Yeah.
And I remember them visiting me at the house, and I could tell they were just like, and I'm very self-aware. So even though I'm going through it and I'm experiencing all of this breakdown, I am aware what it looks like to others.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to help myself.
Yeah.
So when I saw them like just break down, I was just like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? And my husband at the time was like, he was like really worried. Okay. Yeah. And so they took me to my obstetrician, who was like, you need to take her to a psychiatrist. Okay. So I had just had the babies. They're now home. I go to a psychiatrist. Okay. And the psychiatrist asked me, walk me through your life. Like walk me through like traumatic things that happened, how you dealt with it. Like, and immediately I thought of like not after 9/11 and how my system reacted to discrimination, how I developed insomnia and started acting not like myself.
Yeah.
So she was like, she didn't need to hear too much of my story before she was like, you have bipolar 1. And those words, like, I don't know, like, that's, my kids are 16 years old now. They're 16 years old. And that I got diagnosed 16 years ago. Back then, like, until now, like, there's still a stigma. But imagine 16 years ago hearing the words, you have bipolar, like, you think you're crazy. Like, I mean, I knew I wasn't crazy, but I'm like, that's how people are going to see me. Like, now I'm defined by this word that says you are bipolar 1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, like, what? But I knew she was right because it made sense.
Yeah.
The more I researched it and learned about it, I was like, finally, you put like a definition, not a definition, you put like a meaning behind what I was struggling with.
Yeah.
I went undiagnosed from sophomore year of high school till I had my kids at 23.
Yeah.
15 to 23. Imagine going through life, having the ups and downs, and then having those breakdowns, and like people looking at you like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And you know in your heart, you're a good person. You've got like good intentions. You don't mean any harm to anybody, but you're struggling and don't know what you're struggling with.
Yeah. Yeah.
They immediately were like, you need to be on medication. This is something you'll have to take medication for the rest of your life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like that's insane. Okay. But I was like, you know what? I'm a new mom. I have my babies, Sema and Laila, to live for. I have my family to live for. I have myself to live for. I want a better life for myself. I want to one day look back and say, you know what? Yeah, I have bipolar, but that doesn't define me.
No.
That doesn't say who I am as a person.
Yeah.
When you have breast cancer, ovarian cancer, diabetes, any sort of health issue, you're not looked at like, people don't look at you and think, oh, wow, like, okay?
Yeah.
Mental health is no different. Mental health, and you know, I went to the NAMI walk last weekend where my friend Brittany Johnson, who works for NBC5, was the chair speaker for the event.
Yeah.
She said something so powerful. NAMI stands for National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's the first time in all these years that I've ever attended their walk, and I deal with bipolar.
Right.
But it was like so moving, and I was like, whoa, there's a whole community of support out there. Yeah. But she said something powerful. She goes, I pray that one day mental health and health are the same word, like health. Health is mental health. You don't say arm health or, you know, foot health. You say health. Yeah. Mental health is health. Yeah. It should not be separated. And I was like, that's so damn true.
Yeah.
So damn true.
Yeah.
So flash forward to today. Yes, I have bipolar 1. There's many people who have bipolar 1 or bipolar in general. Yeah. And you can live a normal high functioning lifestyle with it. It does not define you. Yeah. It's not the end of your story. It's only the beginning. Yeah. And I've said this before and I will say it again. Life is not fair, and it does not throw every perfect card your way. Okay. Life is going to throw you like cards that are like unbearable. Yeah. And it will bring you to your knees, and it'll make you break down in ways that you never thought were possible. But that's not who you are. That does not, your circumstances don't define you. It's the way you rise up from them. It's the way you lift yourself up. You lean on God, and you lean on your family and your community to say, you know what? I'm going to get through this. This is not the end of my story. This is only the beginning. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I think there's such a stigma around mental health that it's like you're holding people back from living their best life. Their truest self is being held back because of society saying you're crazy. Yeah. You can't have down moments. We all have down moments, whether you have bipolar or not. Like, you all have your ups and downs. Yeah. Like, that's life. Like, it's not like you're living in heaven where everything's roses and fairy tales, right? Okay. Life is testing you. Yeah. God is testing you. Yeah. And learning to lean on God in the most vulnerable of your state, but also learning to lean on God in your highest, most successful self is what you should do and how you should live your life. Because learning to celebrate the wins and know that God got you there, and learning to celebrate, you know what, I'm going to get through this tough time and know that God is going to get you there. Yeah. That is like the most powerful thing that you can do.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. First off, thank you for taking a moment to be vulnerable.
That takes strength. So remember that. That's what you have. Strength. Not many people can sit here and talk about that. And I promise you, somebody hearing this, they're going to start talking about what they're going through too. Because that's why Mental Health Awareness Month is so important to me. Because I want people to be able to talk about their story. A word does not define you. You define. God defines
God defines you. You define you. God defines you. Your resiliency, your joy, what you bring to the world, what you bring to the table.
Yes.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Not a label or a definition of a diagnosis.
No. You're way bigger than that.
Way bigger.
Because I always say, maybe you have a certain diagnosis to help somebody else have a breakthrough.
That's so true.
You could be breaking, somebody gonna watch this and be like, man, you know what? I like that. I need to start talking about my stuff.
And you know why it's important to me to say it now? And I'm really grateful for you because you gave me like a space to be vulnerable and to share that, like, you don't know what someone's struggling with.
Never.
I may look way put together, and I am put together.
Yeah.
I take pride in putting myself together.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe when you look good, you feel good. It's a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't take care of yourself and you're going through something, you start to feel, you lean into that like, oh, I feel like crap.
Yeah.
Even my friend, one of my good friends, Baylor Barbie, he's a motivational speaker and he lives here in Dallas.
Yeah.
He told me something. He was like, one of his runner friends was like, when you're running and it's hard and someone turns to you and says, how are you feeling? You say, I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you believe it when you say it.
Yes.
Even when you're struggling.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm grateful. I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm doing what more than someone who's just still sleeping in bed, which is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Because people need rest.
Yeah.
But you're doing more than you thought you were capable of.
Yeah.
Because you believed in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So you doing this is you believing in yourself, but this is also you allowing your voice, because your voice matters, to be heard through a vulnerable moment. I pray that someone has a breakthrough by hearing you talk about something that was so vulnerable, right? So I appreciate you for being vulnerable. It takes strength, and that's what you just showed, strength. Okay? So, I got one more question for you. So let me get my question. Because I had a lot of questions.
I just spoke off.
No, you good. You hit all points.
I did. Okay.
That's hello.
Hello,
Jesus.
Hello.
Jesus knew what we needed. Okay. But my last question for you is there anything coming up that you want people to be a part of? And is there any more encouraging words you want to leave people with?
Yes.
All right.
So I work with the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition. I'm the Central Regional Manager for the NOCC, and I am hosting our annual run walk. It's going to be, I'm bringing back the 5K. It's just a fun run 5K, and it's going to be at the beautiful location of the Sound at Cypress Waters. It's free to register. And my survivor speaker is actually our good friend Shannon Dash.
Hey!
She's on the Run It Up Cheer Squad. Fabulous, wonderful woman. She's going to be our survivor speaker, and she's got a team called Teal Avengers.
Okay.
And actually, the amazing Run It Up Foundation and Run It Up Run Club is going to be joining her team to support and show their love for her. And so, yeah, that's coming up. It's Saturday, September 27th.
Okay.
Free to register. I will share the link with you if you see that.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing I'd like to leave with is really important to me. I don't know if you've noticed, but I run all my races with a Palestinian flag.
Correct.
And there's a reason for that.
Yes.
I run to show the world and to raise awareness about what the genocide that's happening to the Palestinian people.
Yes.
I run because I feel like I want to use my platform of running these big races. I'm running in the Team Teal for the NOCC. I'm on their endurance team. I'm running Sydney, Australia for them. August 31st. I'm really looking forward to it. I've run New York City Marathon for them, Berlin Marathon for them. I've run the Chicago Marathon with the Dallas Muslim Running Club. But my goal is to one day run all the world majors. Okay. And Sydney is the 7th one now.
Gotcha.
But what I want to leave you with is what's happening to the Palestinian people is genocide.
Yes.
And these people we talk about mental health. We're talking about my mental health,
Right.
but talk about a population of people who are undergoing a genocide.
Yeah.
But when you watch videos of them praying, like they don't forget, like, you know what, this is the cards we were dealt.
Yeah.
But one day we will be free, we will be liberated.
Yeah.
But until then, we're not going to forget about God.
Yeah.
We're going to continue praying and begging for peace and prosperity, and for us to enjoy our lives like everybody else in the world.
Yeah.
And for us to be there, like you hear stories when something horrible happens here and you put a name and a story and a family behind the person.
Yeah.
They're just numbers now. And that's not fair. That's not right. That's not just.
Yeah.
And so I run with the Palestinian flag to raise awareness about what's happening in Palestine. And it's not complicated.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Palestinian. I'm not Palestinian. I'm Egyptian. You don't have to be Palestinian to support the Palestinian people.
Yeah.
You just have to be human.
Yeah.
And we're not free until Palestine is free.
Yeah. Oh, she said what she said. Well, I want to give you a hug.
I want to,
because I feel like we need a hug.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
No problem. No.
I love you so much.
I love you too. All right, guys. Well, you heard it here. This is Speak Up, Speak Out, and we out. Bye.